collectively, I was bad. So good thing we had some decent players, some good players today. So I guess we're on the front page of the leaderboard right now, but it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing to do.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about just participating in these types of events?
Oh, these are great. You know, it's great, and they do a great job. But also, people as crowds pick up this weekend, it's great for Tucson. It's great for for our university to be out in the community, see a lot of different people, and what is it, 32 or 34 of the top champion money winners is going to be in this tournament this weekend.
Top 32, yeah.
Top 32, yeah, I read that. And obviously I'm not one, so. But to be here and participate in this event is a big deal.
How would you assess how the offseason has gone for the football team?
I think it's gone fairly well, because we have the newcomers and then really blended them in. We're moving up to this week and Friday. They'll take a break for spring break. We'll come back and have another couple weeks of off-season workouts and some meetings, and then be ready to get to spring football. With right now, we're able to meet with the players 2 hours a week. We split that up in a couple 3 days a week, and still maintain our strength and conditioning program for 6 hours. So that'll change in the middle of March when we get to spring football.
Have you felt a greater sense of stability this offseason compared to the last one where you're
anytime you're new, right? So anytime you're new, you have new teams, you're still figuring out names, you're still figuring out the new signing class. So, our first team meeting, we talked about that. Hey, you didn't know me, we really didn't know you. We've got a good feel for our team right now because we've been with them for a year. And also, we got a good feel for the recruiting class just because, we were here to recruit them for a whole year.
Is there anything you're hoping to see in particular from Khalil Tate in spring practice?
Well, I know, I think he's done a pretty good job this spring so far in film study. I think he's we've talked about a lot of different things where he can improve. I think he is working on those, and I think it's starting with his film study, his leadership, things like that. I think that's something that he's cognizant of and that he's working on.
What would be the best way to describe the quarterback competition in the spring? Is it a competition?
No, you have a returning starter, so just like we told them, and anybody, when you have a season where you win 5 games and you're not postseason, you know what? Everything's open, but obviously for our players, the guys who are experienced, we want to use that experience, but we also want to create competition, behind them, and that's called depth. So, there's competition not for the returning starter, but there's a lot of competition for who's gonna be the backup and how's that gonna look.